Meanwhile, from the border, this continues. You got new data revealing more than 1.3 million migrants have been allowed into the U.S. through two controversial Biden-Harris administration programs. Bill Melugin joins us on that now from our Midwest Bureau. Bill, what do you have? Good morning.
Bill, good morning to you. Record high illegal crossings down at the southern border have obviously been a huge political headache for the Biden administration. So at the start of 2023, they created two new programs to allow migrants to come into the U.S. legally, bypassing Border Patrol entirely. And according to new CBP data, those Biden programs have now allowed more than 1.3 million migrants to come into the U.S. So take a look at this. According to that CBP data, about 530,000 migrants have now flown into the U.S. as part of the Biden administration's controversial mass parole program for Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. It's called the CHNV program. Now, more than 200,000 of them have been Haitians coming in, and at least two of those Haitians were arrested for sexually assaulting children this year. Take a look. Earlier this month, Haitian national Akeem Mark Desire was arrested for allegedly molesting a 10-year-old boy in Massachusetts. He first flew into the U.S. as part of the CHNV parole program in June of 2023. Then back in March, another Haitian national, Corey Alvarez, was arrested for aggravated child rape. That's after prosecutors say he raped a girl in a migrant hotel outside of Boston. He also flew into the U.S. as part of the CHNV parole program back in June of 2023. Now, there's a second program. According to CBP data, since January 2023, more than 800,000 migrants have now been allowed into the U.S. via the Biden administration's use of the controversial CBP One cell phone app. That allows migrants to book appointments at ports of entry to be released into the U.S. That includes nearly 45,000 migrants last month alone, an average of nearly 1,500 migrants coming in every single day. And this year, Kenal Baptiste, a Haitian national who came into the U.S. in July 2023 via that cell phone app, was arrested in New York and charged with a double murder after he allegedly stabbed two men to death. And back out here live, these two programs combined together have been bringing in roughly 70,000 to 80,000 migrants every single month. And those migrants are not counted in Border Patrol data because they are not illegal crossings. So yes, Border Patrol numbers have been down significantly this year, but those numbers are not a true reflection of the amount of people who are being allowed into the country. Wow. Bill, we'll send it back to you.
Okay, Bill, thanks. Stay on it. I know you will. Bill Melugin in Chicago today. Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.